Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 1 and today we will present about issues of ethics and professionalism in the workplace. And our topic is in a sector of educational industry, which is about sexual harassment. First of all, I would thank to our beloved lecturer, Mr. Shukran. And my name is Muhammad Syamim Aiman Bisupri.
Como staff, my name is Siti Natika Syamimi binti Muhammad Radin.
My name is Nurul Azima binti Fauzi.
And my name is Muhammad Azli bin Muhammad Rosli from BHM.
Okay, I will start our presentation. Next. Okay, first of all, I will explain about introduction of ethics and professionalism. Ethics has been defined as the study of morality and is not merely associated with abiding by the law, instead a code of behavior which goes beyond usual compliance with law. Next, professional ethics is a continuous process it is a way of reviewing behavior against constantly changing standards. And moreover, a professionalism shall be accountable for all their actions, which is they have to take responsibility whether it is right or wrong. And last but not least, professional also can be defined as treat others with courtesy, politeness, consideration, and respect immaterial of their race, religion, and so on. Okay, next slide. Okay, for an introduction of issue of ethical and professionalism, we choose in education and in educational field, which is because we know that from time to time, educational field has become more trending in such as sexual harassment and taking credit from the other work. Professional ethics serves as a guide for teachers, allowing them to provide quality education while instilling good values in their students. As I can explain here, with a good behavior, with a good ethics and professionalism, teacher can give moral support to student, and teacher will give a good value to the student to study in the school. And second one is common issue in every industry, such as lies. Okay. Next is common issue that can be found all around the educational field, such as verbal harassment or abuse. For your information, there is two different type of harassment, which is non-verbal harassment and verbal harassment. And last but not least is discrimination and judgmental on the student's personal life. Teacher or lecturer should not discriminate their student, or the staff at the school, which is if they do that, the student will be down mental, will be low, and it will affect their study, and as well as it will affect their dream that they want to pursue. Okay, next slide.
Okay, next is move to analysis and discussion. So this is our chosen article, which is Malay Mass News, and this is the website. So our main topic is about the sexual harassment. The sexual harassment is between the physical education teacher and also a 17-year-old student, which is Ain Husniza. And Ain become the top 10 trending Twitter trending topic in Malaysia with a hashtag made a school place better, safer place. And I also caught all over Malaysia attention on her topic. And it's a sensitive topic, such as sexual jokes by the teacher toward the student. Next is our other resource, which is we use the resource of Twitter and TikTok. Before we discuss the issue further, I will explain chronology of the issue. Okay, the issue start when the viral video is originally from Ain Husniza TikTok, where on 23rd April, she shared her experience in her physical education class. At first, the teacher is share the knowledge about how to handle the sexual harassment. But then the teacher makes a joke that sounds like, if you want to rape someone, do not rape the minors, but do choose the adult, because the adult won't in charge you on the rape cases. And also the teacher mentioned that if a boy being raped, the cases will not be reported because they enjoy and pleasure of the action of the rapes. And this joke makes with this joke, all the female students are stiff and terrified. As we know, rape is a very sensitive term and is very terrified to all women, and sometimes it also can traumatize female student or other females. After that, after her video viral all over the internet platform, there are also a criticize on her, and some comment on her Facebook, such as about her appearance because she didn't cover her hair and her aura, and also they judge about her moral, and they comment that she need to cover her hijab first because the main reason that men lose their lust. Okay, meanwhile in TikTok, there are also many comments that are exposing their own teacher, especially the male teacher. The comment is like the teacher the teacher male is always the problem and always the first thing who will brought up the sexual harassment thing. Okay, in the other hand, Aing also post another video about her school teachers, which is her counseling teachers, about her counseling teacher that is responses about her report for the sexual joke on the physical education class, and the teacher responses are very unprofessional because he told her that she just being emotional and it is because she is a girl. Okay, next is reason to choose the issue and the article because the first thing that we choose this topic is because it's a common issue in every industry, and it linked to behavior, ethical and professionalism issue. And second is the reason why we choose this topic is because we want to spread awareness among the student, because sexual harassment is not a joke and it can lead to traumatize. So the awareness not just for female student, it's also to male student. Okay, last is awareness on using the sensitive term. A good teacher and professional a good ethical and professional educator will caution on the sensitive terms such as sexual, insulting, and racism terms. Next is
Microphone.
Abah.
Okay. For the opinion on this issue, first of all, the student need have a freedom of speech. The victim can get justice and avoid the bias. Means that when victim have a can get a justice by have a voice that people can heard what they want to say, that teacher make a bad thing of joke, so that it will make them feel safe at the school. And the second point is the teacher involved should be subject to the disciplinary actions. Means that to be a lesson to all, do not tarnish the good name of the school and the image of teachers who are respected by public. So that when teacher get the punishment from the disciplinary action, teacher will take a lesson that this is a serious matter that will tarnish the good name of the school, and this issue will be justice by the law of school. Okay. The next one is the victim should report to the police, so that when victim report to the police, they will have a protection from the police, and teacher will alert that it need to take attention. Do not take this matter with a lame joke. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one is educators will face a significant deal of prejudice. This issue can lead to the bad reputation on the school. So that when this issue become worse, the prejudice between teacher and student, teacher will be like a worse beast that can harm the student, so that it need to avoid before it become worse thing. Okay, the last point is the educator action can lead to the student action. Student believe that is fine to use because the teacher also using that term, sexual terms. Because of this action, teacher make the sexual jokes in the class, and they find that this joke is very funny, and it will hurt the pride of victim of this girl, and it is very sensitive to girl. Not only this girl, but for the pride of all of girl. Then it will cause bully and harassment to the student. Okay, that's all.
Sekali. Suggestion for overcoming the negative teacher behaviors is motivation, talks, and seminar recommended to give repentance and avert this problem from recurring. The government should hold specific programs such as motivation, discussion, and seminar. And offenders must also attack government sponsor for the educates being on their obligation as educated. The second is provide counseling service facility. Counseling service should be made available by the government or not governmental organization, particularly to sexually harass student and teacher. Every school should have a guideline and counseling service for teacher to handle the issue for sexual harassment. And this service should be provided by people who are expert in the field. This guidance and counseling service intended to enable teacher to seek help and advice from counselor if they are touched with this problem. The third point is make them low more stringent. Law enforcement involving case for sexual harassment among educated must be eradicated immediately so that such case can be resolved immediately. For example, enforcement for laws such as imprisonment, flogging, punishment, and so on must be enforced to overcome this problem from continuing to speak. With this enforcement, negative behaviors amongst teachers may be overcome the educated immediately. Second slide. Sexual harassment public awareness. Next point is sexual harassment public awareness campaign. Responsible parties such as the media, the victims, themselves, and the authorities need to increase the dissemination of information on sexual harassment so that all communities, especially teacher and the community, understand the true meanings of sexual harassment. If this awareness campaign is carried out, the negative behaviors that occur among teachers may be addressed immediately. In education is spread awareness through the media social platform. By using social media platform, we can prevent sexual harassment. To prevent this case from getting worse. We as the responsible parties need to act as fast as possible by spreading awareness through social media platform, and we also need to spread the adverse side effect to the victim and predator involved in the case. Example of social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. The next point is preventing gender bias. The bias that need to be mentioned is the gender bias. On the familiar side, women cannot exploit the weak side of him because that the hard bias and opportunities to meet harassment. In education, parents need to express and share knowledge about the bias and the effect of the bias so that bias can prevent and stop the harassment between gender. Next slide. Next slide. Sir. Okay, finally, education needs to emphasize sensitive terms. Sensitive terms, sex, insulting, racism. Government or not governmental organization needs to play an important role in providing this set education in order to make the society aware, especially the teacher in overcome this problem of negative behaviors. In fact, this set education aims to provide real information about sex, sexual offenses committed, especially committed to students, and this sex education also highlight the implication and effect evident by sexual harassment. Harassment if they continue to commit sexual harassment to students. Okay. Conclusion.
For the end of our discussion, we can conclude that a good ethical educator will lead the student ethical and also influence the student ethic in the classroom. Like Hazris mentioned before, that student action is the reflection of the action of the educators. And next, our next conclusion is that we can conclude is a good ethical and professionalism is important uh, in our life and in every aspect, either in school, workplace, family, or in relationship. Because a bad ethical also can lead someone to problems and a prejudice. If we have a bad attitude and bad ethical and always be unprofessional, the other will not like our attitude, our ethical, and it also can lead to hatred and also annoying feeling. Because of prejudice, it can cause to bully and also shunned by the other workers. And then and also the next is what we can conclude in our discussion is also sexual harassment is not a joke, that it can lead to traumatized and depressive and the other of dignity and equality. As we also can learn that there are a solution to prevent the sexual harassment, such as Azima mentioned before, the campaign that we can use to prevent the sexual harassment, and also in the pandemic, in this day, the pandemic, there are the best way to spread the awareness is through the media social. In the media social, we can make a creative video, short film, short movie, poster, infographic, or we also can share, just like I share about the awareness. And lastly is we should always aware to all nations about the sexual harassment, and sexual harassment is a serious thing because it can lead to depression and traumatize. That's all from us. Thank you.